Hey, what's up, everybody? First off, let me apologize for the sound because, uh, yeah, I'm in this different space. It's kind of echoey and loud and stuff. I'm actually getting ready for a gig coming up this weekend, and I thought it would be cool to just kind of show you how I prepare for a gig. First thing is, if you don't have Spotify or something like that, I really think it's great to get something like that. As opposed to trying to use YouTube, and you'll see in a minute. One reason is because if you're trying to, if you're somewhere and you're trying to like look at YouTube videos on your phone and different things like that to brush up on songs that you might not know or whatever, blah 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 blah, it's a little cumbersome. It's a little more cumbersome than you might think. Songs may not be available, whatever. So here's one of the things I do is I make a playlist specifically for that gig. I don't care if it's a song that I've known and played for years. I'm gonna add that song to the playlist, and there's a couple of reasons why I do that. One, on the way to the gig, I can listen to the songs, right? I can review the songs, refresh the songs. Second reason is because as I go through that, adding songs to that Spotify playlist, I'm not missing anything. I'm going through each song. The last thing you want to do is get to the gig and have that one song be called that you didn't shed or that you didn't know was on the list, and then everybody's kind of raising an eyebrow at you. So for me, putting the songs onto a Spotify playlist, regardless, is helpful. Also, if I play with that group again or something like that, or variations of that group, then I have record of what we played. There's often times when you get to a gig and a situation where it's like, well, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? And my brain always just locks up like that when I'm on the spot like that. And so I can just kind of go to my phone, go to my Spotify playlist and say, hey, do you know this? And there's a list of songs that are right there. And I know at least I've already played those songs. So I'm going to kind of speed up the video in this spot and show you how I add songs to the playlist. And if I feel like there's something I need to stop and say, I'm going to do that as well. But again, so, I've gotten an email in this band. I've actually never played with. I don't know anybody. I know one of the guys in the band, but I don't know any of these folks. So I really want to put my best foot forward. It doesn't matter who I am, who I think I am, or whatever. Every time I go into a gig, I know, especially with new people, it's a new situation, a new time for me a new chance for me to make a good first impression. So I'm going to read through the email, and there's some very specific things in here. One of those things that if you kind of skim through email and miss, this is a wedding date, right? So there are special requests. Another thing, you don't want to show up and not know the requests, right? When I got married, there was I just didn't want my wife to cry anything but tears of joy. And there was some very, simple requests. It was 2 or 3 like really, really simple things. And one person the DJ didn't do something I asked, and I think about it to this day. So anyway, here I am. I'm going to add these songs to the playlist. I don't speed up the video, and if I need to stop, I'll tell you. I'll do something there. All right, check it out. Just like me and you, we right here together. Right here to show you, and just talk to you a second. So far, most of these songs I've played, right? But when I slowed down and I saw something, like I saw Estelle, American Boy. I haven't played that in a long time. Pretty easy song, but a very bass-heavy song. So definitely, you can't play it and kind of fake the bass line. You got to know the bass line. So that's a part where I stop. Another thing about this is when I go to shed, because I'm going to always do a little shed and a little prep before because some of these songs, like I said, if I, like Deja Vu is one of them. I've played it a bunch of times, but if they're like do 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 do, what's up on the top, remember one time I went like a year without playing that or something, and I completely did not have that in my brain or in my whole psyche, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, let me get back to adding these songs. Get down on it. I ain't played in years. Sock It To Me. Okay, here's a prime example. Sock It To Me. Sock It To Me. Missy Elliott. Man, I have to remember what that is. Let me see. Yeah, who got that in their bag? When the last time you played that at a wedding? I ain't never played it nowhere. So, you know. But again, there's, fine tooth comb. If they say, if you go and say, we'll never play that, and then that'd be the song that they call, you're gonna be looking crazy. So, again, this is just me. I just have a mind to say, if it's on the list, assume that it's going to get played. That's my 2 cents. I figure if you have watched this video for this long up until this point, you may not be a veteran. You may need to hear that. So if it's on the list, assume that it's going to get played. I don't care if it's a list of 100 songs. Assume that it's going to get played. A lot of times, what will happen is you'll have way more material than you're going to need, because of weddings, things are going to run over. People are going to give long speeches. Things are going to happen. Blah 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 blah. I just played a wedding last Friday, and we had so many songs, and we had 3 sets worth of material. But what wound up happening is we wound up doing like one very long set. I mean, we were cutting stuff left and right, but the set list is just like a haircut. It's easier to take more off. You can't put more back on. You know what I'm saying? So unless you're getting a weave. So there's that. Let's see, Treasure. We found love in a hope of special. Okay, so that's Rihanna. And Working Day and Night. So with the exception, this is a rare one. I think you can't find Taylor Swift songs on Spotify. Can't find Prince songs on Spotify. But, 9 out of 10 songs you're going to find on Spotify. So here's 34 songs. That's 2 hours and 14 minutes worth of music. Will we play all of it? I don't know. But again, I assume that if it's on the list, that it's going to get played. So I know 99% of the songs on this list, and would have no problem walking into a gig with people that I don't know and playing it just fine. But there were those couple of songs that, like the Missy Elliott, that I've never played before. I'm familiar with the song and could probably fake it, but a bass player, they're playing bass a long time, and bass is not one of those instruments where you really want people feeding you information, because you are so foundational. You got to be the rock that people, the foundation that people rely on. So I've learned that the hard way. I have been in situations where people needed to feed me information, and it's no fun. So that is, if you got anything that you think I left out or could have added or want to chime in, if you're a vet and you've watched this far and you want to add a comment or whatever to the video, I would love to hear it. Let me know how you prepare for gigs and how you just survive out there in the world. Being a working musician, gigging and stuff like that is super fun. It could be a lot, it could be a great hang, sometimes you make decent money, sometimes you don't, but it's all experience. And so I just find that being, the more prepared I am, the more relaxed I can be. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video. Leave a comment below. Don't forget, if you have not subscribed already, go on and subscribe, and I leave tips just like this one, bass lessons and whatever, live performance clips and stuff like that. So, hope to hear from you. Until next time.